ain't your mama black? Or even worse off, oh, you must hate your mama.
A lot of black women that marry white men are for love. A lot of black men that marry white women is out of a comparison.
If you want somebody to respect you, you gotta start respecting yourself.
But some African American women said, you don't bring no peace to my household, so why would I give you peace?
Do the right thing for the community. Raise somebody else's children. I seen punk Umar Johnson.
Whereas with black men, perception when they choose non-black partners is that they sold out.
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get all my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
I feel like a lot of black women that marry white men are for love. I feel like a lot of black men that marry white women is out of a comparison.
Talk about a double standard.
Like, I don't necessarily see a lot of black women that have married white men downplay black men in the process. Like, it's just like, I met him, I love him, I married him, the end. But then you see the reverse. It's like, I have to marry white because he's black. Do this and they act like that and they do that, and it's just like, that's what makes it weird.
It's delusional.
I hate seeing black women with white men more than I hate seeing black men with white women.
And it's the reverse for me.
It's the reverse for me also. I don't think it's always about love, and it's about a lot of self-esteem issues and self-hatred issues, and again, like I was saying, the pursuit of the American dream, all these ideals that people grew up with. But at the end of the day, love who you love.
The hypocrisy in that, and my man is siding with her.
Panda.
The guy with the dreads, like, it's been a thing, right? When black women marry white men, it's uplifted. It's never shamed upon, right? But when black guys do the same, oh, look at that, all those football players. They're going for white women, and they've been around them the whole time in college. They've been helped by them. Same thing in a relationship, right? Same difference. A black man can find that white woman probably was more agreeable, right? She was more accepting than the sister. But then it's celebrated. This next video is going to clear it up.
This right here, folks, this is what we call a double standard. Now, we see these everywhere and on both sides of the spectrum. We see things that men can do, but women can't, and women can do, and men can't. But this is a very interesting one to me, and it's one that I've always been curious about. Now, oftentimes, if you find a black woman who is married to or dating a white man, there seems to be very little pushback when it comes to other black women, right? And this isn't me trying to bash black women, because that's always a conversation. As soon as you say the word black woman, it's like, oh, that's bashing. No, it's not bashing. I'm actually pointing to something that needs observation, right? So just hear me out here. Hear me out. If your offense is the first thing to take guard, then so be it, but hear me out. Why is it that in this situation, there is oftentimes support and even understanding, but yet in this case, you hear comments such as this one right here. Ain't your mama black? Or even worse off, oh, you must hate your mama, or you must hate yourself. Why is it that these two cannot be equivalent? Why is it that it can't just be, oh, she found somebody that she loves, right? And I'm not saying that that's her actual man. I know she has a different baby daddy, whatever. That's not the point. But the fact that a woman who looks like this could be in love with a man who looks like that should not be a problem. I mean, unless you are a racist, then that's your issue. That's between you and you. You and God. This is the exact same scenario, but instead this is seen as problematic. And take away who the person is. I know that's Bronny James. I understand that this, daddy is one of the greatest basketball players ever. Put this in a context in anybody. A man who looks like this and a woman who looks like that is somehow problematic. Why? Why is this self-hatred, but this one is celebrated?
You can't make this shit up.
And you know what's funny, right? The same scenario, the same situation. When Bronny James all of his friends were choosing white girls. Why? Because that's what they were around. But guys are getting tired of it being hated on and then it being celebrated when you do it. And I looked up tons of women going overseas, right? And getting men from other cultures, and I've seen it highlighted. Meanwhile, you look at passport bros, they demonize. And why are they demonized? Because the sisters are ashamed. Oh, you can't get a woman where you're at. You can't get a woman nowhere. And it's actually demonized by all because people look at it and say, you're only going out because you can't get someone. But still, with the way things are here, with men being taken for everything, you have to understand.
If you want somebody to respect you, you gotta start respecting yourself. And I'm talking to black women, okay? I'm tired of the baby mama culture. I'm tired of the twerking culture. I'm tired of us idealizing materialistic things and materialistic people and celebrities and all this other and thinking that we're just so educated and so elevated and so strong. We're looking kind of dumb. The people that thought that this presidential election was going to go the other way because it was a black woman that popped up out of nowhere in 3 months. Okay, you got to face the facts now. When you go running around bringing people that are twerking, bringing people that are just musicians, not saying no shade to the musicians, but we got to respect ourselves if we want anybody to ever respect us. They're going to continue to pander to you, continue to baby mama you, continue to basically treat you like you're dumb because we're treating ourselves like we're dumb. One black woman will tell you, oh my God, maybe we should bring back marriage. We should wait until marriage. And y'all want to get mad at her. Oh girl, why you judging us? Some of us don't want that. You know, the other side's telling you, okay, maybe elevate yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself together. Oh my God, if you don't want a brokey, then, you got to just not, you can't get with them. You can't build. You want to get mad at them. You want to call them names, but it's like, what do you really want? It sounds like you want to live in a delusion. It sounds like you really want to live in a delusion. And honey, we're not getting nowhere with this delusion. That's why left and right, you see everybody else feel so comfortable disrespecting you, honey. It's because we do it to ourselves. We support the nonsense. We embrace the nonsense. We embrace the weirdo ghetto culture. When are we going to turn around and tell each other like, yo, that really ain't it? Actually, you shouldn't be sleeping with that man. Actually, you don't care about you. And actually, I don't want to hang with you if you're going to act like that. But we don't want to be judgmental. We want to accept everybody, take on everybody's cause as our own cause when we barely can even catch a break with the own cause that really affects us. Come on now, y'all. We got to do better than this. This is a mess. It's a mess. I'm tired. I'm tired of us looking crazy. It's a joke. It's a TV show. Tyler Perry's making millions and millions of dollars of making us look like a damn entertainment TV show over and over again with the same story. Aren't y'all tired of hearing the same story? Because I sure am. I'm tired of hearing the same story. I want to hear another story. I want another narrative. And us making money, that ain't it. That just feeds into the capitalistic society's pockets anyway. We got to start with the inner work. We got to start working on our self-love and understanding what we really deserve, understanding who's really for us, and supporting each other in a real way. And holding it and supporting each other sometimes look like holding each other accountable. We have to hold each other accountable because nobody else cares. Everybody else wants to sell you something. That's all they care about is getting in them pockets. So they're going to let you think you're the most educated, think you're the most, everything. Educated by who? Whose system educated us? What makes us think that we just so educated? Because the education that we received in some Western society educated us? Come on now. Tired. We can do better. I'm sick of seeing the nonsense and us thinking that it's okay. This is not what we are about.
Not listening.
We need to re-educate ourselves, reprogram ourselves, do the inner work, do the individual work. All right. Blessings up.
It was one word she said where she lost everybody. She mentioned accountability. And when she said that, it started to turn off. Seriously, mine shut down. Because this is what happens, right? When people are enslaved, and this is what's happening right now, you put them in front of a television show, you put them in front of TV, music, you program them. So what's happened is they've been programmed, right? And is it from, some people like to say, oh, it's the slave masters. Okay, say if that is the case, if it's the slave masters, right? Why are you letting it happen? Why are you taking in everything? Why are you easily led astray? It's because there's no guidance. Why is there no guidance? The fathers are not in the home. Black people are the ones who face it the most and have it the hardest. Now, lately, you've seen the resurgence of fathers being in the home. But what happens? You see them shamed by black women for being good dads. That's wild. And I realized the problem is that they don't understand. They don't understand that there's good black dudes out there that even still want to be with a black woman, and a lot of black guys aren't seen as good dads. Like, a bad image is painted, and it's done from who? Black woman. And I know a lot of you don't mean it, but it paints the narrative. But I want to show you something real quick.
Did I tell you me and mama got you? Did I tell you me and mama got you? Don't ever not think I ain't got you. Don't ever think I ain't got you, man. You've been blessing me all your life. Don't ever think I ain't got you.
I love it. I love it.
Bruh, you've been a blessing to me and mama all your life. And I'm going to go all out for you. I'm going to go all out for John and Kelly. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's yours. That's yours. That's yours. You deserve every bit of that. I told you, man. All you got to do is just trust. Believe God always and know who your mom and dad is. Man, we got you. Didn't I tell you that? Look at that. Look at that. That's yours. That's yours.
Yeah, man.
That's yours.
Here's your dad. You put anybody.
You believe? Hey, you believe that. That's yours. Hey, that's yours, man. When you put in that kind of work and be the kid and the young man that you are, that's how you get blessed, man. Huh? I told you that, man, bro. You a man. I ain't got to worry. I can sleep, man. I can have peace. Dude, you dead.
A husband. My parents have been married for 30-some odd years. It's all I've ever seen is family life, blah, blah. So it just kind of suits me. You know what I'm saying, mama? You know?
This is one thing that I've always loved about John. Even though we not Bonnet Brothers no more because he wanted to get his hair cut, John has done this multiple times, and I love it. When he talks about fatherhood, when he talks about being a dad, it's a vibe. And you can tell by the comments that people are so used to parenthood, and more specifically fatherhood, being talked about like, such a drag. Oh, these bad kids. I can't wait to get a break from these. So when he says like, oh yeah, it's hard, but I love being a dad. I don't want to be away from my kids so as much as y'all want to be away from y'all's kids. Like that comment, like what did she actually expect him to say? She said, do you like being a parent? Do you like being in parent mode 24/7? I'm going to be honest, I don't think that question was asked in good faith, but it is what it is. But I'm going to say this too. It's sad to me that when John talks about being a father in the way he does, people get so confused. They're like, what? You like being a parent? What? And I feel sorry for some of y'all that y'all get like so blindsided when y'all see a man operating from that level of fatherhood and parenthood. Because in my life, every single man that I know that has kids, all of them feel that way. All of them love being around their kids. If they're not in the family dynamic, like they have primary custody of their kids. And I don't think it's oh man, there needs to be more men like that then. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that I just somehow managed to find people that get it. I mean, the universal law of you cannot be in two places at once applies. Y'all are committed to being in these toxic discussions 24/7 where nobody likes each other. Nobody can co-parent. And some of y'all got a little bit of resentment for y'all's kids because they're getting in the way of you living your life the way that you want. So even if somebody was willing to teach y'all how to get in spaces where the healthy things are happening, you wouldn't go.
I'll tell you this.
There's a whole bunch of dads in this motherfucker. We had to move to the cafeteria. We had to move out the cafeteria. A whole bunch of dads up in here. They say dads don't be stepping. I don't know what dad they talking about.
Yeah, so the rah, black men are not around. Black men always dating out. Black men, that's what's heard. But what you're doing is okay. And men are done with it. Men are done with hearing the bad fathers. Men are done playing stepdaddy to kids who are not theirs, right? This is what's happening.
The real problems and the real curses that we have are the things that you don't want us to deal with. The only trauma that's been really input onto us is the thing that you don't want us to hold you accountable for, and that's that Gam was around and sleeping with the milkman, and my real daddy is the milkman. I'm trying to figure out why my real daddy's so tall, but I'm so goddamn short. I'm supposed to be an NBA player. Nah, Gam had to get bust down. They raised y'all in single parent households. They told y'all to simp out. They told y'all happy wife, happy life. They told you that it was okay to be a step baby daddy and to go and raise somebody else's kids that's not yours. Do the right thing for the community and go and raise somebody else's children. I seen punk Umar Johnson on the Joe Budden show trying to shame another man for getting in a relationship with somebody else while that motherfucker not even married and he got a bunch of baby mamas running around here.
Yeah, that's a major issue. It is.
Oh, black mom biracial versus white mom biracial thing to me sounds like, oh, it's different when there's an A and an ER.
The way you guys have discourse about mixed race people on here, in terms of whether or not they have a black mom versus a non-black mom, to me is very much correlated to the way you guys discuss interracial couples. When a black woman chooses a non-black spouse versus when a black man chooses a non-black spouse. I know this is not the place to have this nuanced conversation, this sort of anthropology-like thoughts, but I'm hoping you'll take it easy with me since I've got a pup with me. Stand down. Listen, I have no dog in the fight. I know I'm going to marry a black woman. I intend to. I choose that. That's my thought. But someone has to have a conversation between the way y'all look at.
I gotta pause really quickly because this man, as he said, has no dog in the fight. He's gonna marry a black woman. Let him cook.
Look at, not everyone. I'm not saying everyone does this. Just the people that love, deep diving on this interracial stuff. The way you guys look at black women when they choose non-black partners, specifically white men, and you have sympathy for them, right? You assume that, they have had, bad luck in choosing a partner. So you tend to reserve, just what I've noticed, the sort of option for them to preserve their blackness and pass that down to their children in their household. When the reality is, you don't know how people were raised. You don't know if their, non-black partner is down to make sure they raise their kid as understanding that they have, a black background. Whereas with black men, the perception when they choose non-black partners is that they sold out. Oh, look, another black, especially with professional athletes. I get it. You are another black male who's not marrying a black woman. And therefore, because you perceive some sort of self-hatred, you perceive that it's not because they couldn't find a good black woman, right? There's less sympathy there. So I believe, I may not have communicated this all the way correctly, that there is some correlation there. All right? Because at the end of the day, like some people have brought up here, mixed race is mixed race. All right? I'm not here to cape for anybody. I'm just telling you, white mama, black mama, it's all about how you're raised, how radicalized you may be, how aware you may be, how informed you are of your race, cultural background, etc. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let's go.
And just as a disclaimer, yes, I'm very well aware of the people that are smart enough to make the conclusion that if someone has a black mom, they will align more with their black selves because of the belief that women are more primarily the caretakers, and that's how culture gets passed down. But that conversation is way more complicated, way more nuanced than you guys are making it seem. In 2025, the assumption that women are just going to stay at home and only take care of the kid, that's that. You totally negate the grandmothers on the father's side, the aunts on the father's side, right? And you also, again, just feed more into the, I don't know, generalizations and things like that of men not being able to be caretakers. And it's a lot more complex. But I just wanted to make this video. There's a correlation. And that's all I got.
Yeah, you never know what could happen. He's right. Like, the mother, she could be white, right? And then her family may not be in the picture. So the kid may grow up around nothing but blackness because the man is from the hood. The kid may see you never know. You never know the situation. The man could have grew up in the suburbs and around nothing but white people. So that's why he married her, and the kids will grow up white. You never know, but you never understand the situation any woman went through, a black woman or a black man. And it's not always the same argument of, oh, he sold out, which is how they look at football players, and this needs to stop.
Hey, this for my black dads, man. You know, I respect all fathers that's doing their thing, man. I salute to all the fathers in the universe. This more specifically for my black fathers. Don't allow anybody to make you feel like what you're doing isn't enough. Your presence alone is everything. You know, it won't always be times, you know, depending on your circumstances, situations, where you can provide some kind of monetary gain just from somebody being associated with you. There will be times, depending on who you have a child with, where y'all have differences. They won't see your ideals, they won't see your principles, they won't share the same vision as you, right? But ultimately, man, don't forget, man, you know, you're the one with the purpose, the logic, you know, the rationale. And this is not to all dads, these are the dads that has the intellectual capacity to understand, like, all right, I know what I've been through and I know what I've experienced. These are the things that I don't want my child to experience. And if they do, I want them to be in a better position than me. But I'm here to just say, just keep doing your thing, man. Keep grinding, man. Just a conversation, continuous gems, small talks, you know. And I can tell you now, you know, my pop, you know, he worked, man. He grinded, you know. Had children, you know, different spaces in which he tried to always show up, you know, which is challenging because you spread yourself thin. But I never forget some of the small conversations we had that were so colossal till today. And I'm here to say, man, all my black dads, man, with so many odds that we face, you know, and having to work twice as hard to get us half as far as everyone else. Keep doing your thing, man. You know, you're very much impactful in so many ways that don't show up on paper. You know, yeah, they do us dirty on Father's Day. I don't know why they do us like that, but just keep doing your thing, man. I love and respect everything that y'all doing, especially if it's healthy and it's pushing everything and propelling, you know, the next generation forward. I salute you.
So I'm going to join the conversation of why African American men begin to date Caucasian women, and why African American women may be upset about that. First off, I just want to say that I am pro-choice. If that's what you choose to do, then you do you. Finally. I often have conversations with all type of men. Black men, white men, just a conversation, just so I can understand how they think or just get their perspective on things. So what they say is black women nag, they are ratchet, they want to argue, and a man just wants to lay his hat where he find peace. That means he just wants to be in a peaceful place. But some African American women said, you don't bring no peace to my household, so why would I give you peace? Makes sense to me. So with us all being said, it is per the individual. It's pro your choices. I would date a Caucasian man. I would date a Hispanic man. I will date whoever brings me happiness and whoever treats me right. It ain't about race to me. I just think it upsets African American women when we see an African American man turn to a Caucasian woman.
Yeah, and why is that? But as she said, she's going to date whoever she deems she feels is providing for her, or not even just providing, showing her love, providing in that way too, right? Showing love, showing that he cares. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Yes, I understand people may feel, oh, the black skin color is dying. Like, that's never going to happen because most black men have babies with black women. I got a black child. It's like, it's wild, but she said it right.
Why? If she, as a white woman, is making him happy, fulfilling his needs, all that, then I'm happy for this African American man. So it would make you want to turn and look in the mirror to see what are you doing wrong as to how you cannot please this man. And the same thing is if an African American man came at me about dating a Caucasian man, this man is making me happy. He's fulfilling my needs and he is treating me right. So it makes you look in the mirror to see what were you doing wrong to where you couldn't keep me happy like he did. It's all about self-reflection in my mind. Yes, a man wants to be treated right. Yes, he wants to be wherever he finds peace. But he may not bring peace to your household. So therefore, as a woman, you feel as if I don't need to bring peace to him because he ain't bringing peace to me. I haven't seen you in a week and a half, but yet when you come around, you think that everything gonna be all good. The woman looking at you like, hell no, it ain't all good. I was sick, worried about you for a week and a half, and here you are walking in the door, living easy, breathing easily. Did the man ever consider the woman in that moment? Probably not. He was outdoing him. So to conclude, I'm not against an African American man being with a Caucasian woman. I'm not against an African American woman being with a Caucasian man. I want you all to do whatever brings you peace and whatever brings you joy. Because I know that's exactly what I would do if I was in that situation.
Yes, and I feel the same way. All the time. I said it earlier, all over the internet. I see them marrying out. But the problem is the double standards. And guys are getting tired of it. That's all we see is double standards. And the reason why we feel it more, I think, because men don't shout as loud, right? Like we may gather together and talk about it, but y'all shout the loudest. It'll be on the internet, on television, in movies, and it's promoted actually by Hollywood. And yeah, it's crazy, but that's what's happening. But the hypocrisy needs to stop. Guys are done with it. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all for watching. See you next video.